Hey everyone, my name is David Dunbar, or the Theme Park Evangelist. So I had a little time to do some vlogging before bowling tonight, and unfortunately, this is one of those things I do need peace and quiet for. Not that I wanted to push TJ away. I am still staying with TJ up until Sunday morning, and then I will be out of here. I'll be back in Northern Kentucky. So I promised myself I would not do any kind of discussion regarding the trip until after I get back because I still have not been to Cypress Lanes, where I'm bowling tonight, and I still need to see what Strawberry Festival is going to be like with the pandemic. And I heard Adam the Woo has already been. I watched his video, but I'm already going tomorrow night, so I might as well wait it out. Now, TJ is nice enough to buy everybody strawberry shortcake, and he already bought everybody strawberry festival tickets is what I was trying to say. And he did that because of the fact that I spent a lot of money at Universal. And yeah, I shouldn't have been so hard on people about it. And it wasn't intentional. It was just Universal was just not a good day on Wednesday because of many, many reasons. And then I was like, really, Universal, you have to order food off the app. It's just easier for me to buy it for everybody, and everybody can figure out how to pay me back if they want. And I just kind of went with that, and yeah, I definitely came across too harsh. But anyway, besides all that, so Monday I went back to Toy Story Land for my first time since I last was at Disney's Hollywood Studios, which was on May 21st, 2019. Now it is March 5th, 2021, so we're talking a while ago. And considering I left Toy Story Land officially around mid-February 2019, it's definitely been a couple of years. I would say 2 years officially since I've actually stepped into Toy Story Land. And it was kind of nice coming back, nothing really changed. Kind of quite a bit of new faces, but otherwise, everything seems to be normal around there. The managers are all still there, which is kind of cool. I saw a few familiar faces. Whether all of them recognize me or not is beyond me. And I was only there for 2 months, but still, I do actually remember people pretty well. And I really want to do a discussion vlog centered around working at Alien Swirling Saucers, which was my very first Toy Story Land attraction at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So here we go. I got the acceptance letter, so to speak, back when I was still working at Magic Kingdom. I was going to Toy Story Land to go work at Alien Swirling Saucers. I'm like, yay, I had a brand new ride. I mean, it's not the one I wanted, but hey, this is cool. And of course, a lot of my coordinators were like, how did that get approved? Well, I shouldn't say that, but like the whole fact that they were so confused by the fact that, first of all, I was cross training at Buzz Lightyear, and then I turned around and came back just for a little bit, just long enough to turn around and leave again and go to Toy Story Land. Now, I had already failed at quite a few attractions, like learning them. So I went over there literally thinking, I'm not gonna get it this time. There's no way. And this was a pretty advanced safety featured console that I was learning on. So, I came over there. It was raining that day. I remember that. And the two girls that were training me, they took me to go get my costume, and then they took me to Toy Story Land. I saw the back way there, and this was back when Galaxy's Edge was still under construction, so you could still see it being built. Honestly, a lot of us had no idea what we were going to expect. Obviously, we do now that the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge has been open for a little bit, and quite a few people, including myself, have gone in YouTube Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, but back in early 2019, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. And there wasn't even a Skyliner at the time, as crazy as that is. So I took this back way all the way down there, and they showed me where the break room was at. It was a really nice break room, really fancy, very modern. Restrooms were really nice. It's all underneath the attraction, and quite a bit of it was spent reading the operations guide, and they didn't really have a special place to put me, unfortunately. So to try to keep it quiet, they did stick me out in the hallway. I mean, it was kind of quiet at the same time. I was able to still focus pretty well. I can usually tune things out if I need to, so I'm like sitting out there in the hallway and I'm reading the operations guide, and people are going in and out, in and out, in and out. It was kind of crazy. And every now and then they would pull a position for me to go and try out Alien Swirling Saucers. Well, Alien Swirling Saucers, for the most part, is a very easy ride. Fast Pass and Greeter are standard. And then there was a really fun... I mean, I loved the merge at that position, especially getting on the intercom. It was great. I loved singing, "Attention toys," blah, blah, blah. It was kind of fun like that. There was 4 different consoles for the ride. There was 2 on one side and 2 on the other. And the best way to put it is I would sometimes be on the side closest to the restroom. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to bump the laptop. And sometimes I'd be on the other side over by Slicky. So that's kind of how they figured that out. And there was one console that was really easy to operate. You literally just had an e-stop, and that was it, the emergency stop. And I would literally just stand there and wait for something bad to happen, and if I needed to, press that e-stop. And then I only had to worry about half of the ride track, so the other cast member has to worry about the other side. It was kind of confusing trying to remember how or where all the ride faults were, so to speak, in the ride, which I'll explain in another vlog. On one side, because of the fact that the two were like backwards to each other, and I just had to keep practicing until I figured it out. I mean, otherwise it was really easy. You always started towards the middle, and you would always make sure everybody was buckled up, and you kind of go over a quick safety spiel with them. Then you go to the next rock, and you kind of worked your way around. You only had like 30 seconds, if that, to go and tell every single guest, or all the guests in every single rocket, please make sure you stay seated, all that fun stuff. Make sure the seatbelts were buckled. Make sure there's only 2 adults and 1 kid, or 3 kids 14 and older, or you had to have a kid that was at least 14. The others had to be, or it could be any age, as long as it's like not too young or anything, I'm assuming. And you could never have 3 adults in the same ride vehicle. That was never okay, because it's a safety violation. Even if you're like a super skinny adult, still not okay. Anyway, so I would go into all these different rockets, and I would tell them these things, and then I would come back and I would make sure my gate was locked. That was the other button I had to press. I had to make sure the gate was locked. And I think I had 3 buttons altogether to make sure the gate was locked. And then I had to wait for a green light, and then I would press and hold the start button, and then the ride would start up, and I just keep my hand would immediately have to go over the e-stop, because you never know when something's going to happen, and you need to be able to press it like that. It was just crazy, and that's just the way Disney is. So I'm watching, for the most part, people like behave themselves, and it wasn't a big deal. On odd occasions, sometimes guests would misbehave and fun stuff like that, but overall, it really was not that big of a deal. It was a pretty easygoing ride. The main console was a lot harder, of course, because you had a lot more buttons. You had to make sure the gates were closed. You had to make sure your gate was locked. You had to make sure the entire ride perimeter was clear. You had to make sure that nobody was in that area that wasn't supposed to be there, and all that other fun stuff. But yeah, aside from that, I thoroughly enjoyed that position. I actually, for the most part, found it easy. I loved having a microphone and being able to get on the intercom and talk to all the guests in that area. And the intercom was pretty easy to figure out. And otherwise, the other positions that I had to do were like, I had to help the grouper. I had to help guests find where they needed to go. Grouper was actually ridiculously easy for that ride, because you just had to make sure that 2 adults and 1 kid, or 2 adults went on a star, and 3 kids, one had to be over 14, had to get on a story. Like, that person definitely had a lot of responsibility, but for the most part, I found it very easy. I could get through that line pretty quick. And then as soon as I would empty out my line, merge would send more down. This was back then, of course, when Toy Story Land was at its peak, and before we had Galaxy's Edge, so I'm not really surprised that there were as many people as there were. So, yeah, it was, pretty fun, and all that fun stuff doing that. Sometimes I'd have to help out with wheelchairs and strollers, which I enjoyed. Sometimes I would have to go into the actual ride and make sure that a wheelchair was right where it needed to be, and then I had to go out the other way to make sure the ride could start up quickly, and I had to make sure the gate was locked and secured before I officially walked away, otherwise the ride would not start, because the ride has so many safety features on it. It's insane. And, that was pretty much the fun thing about working at Alien Swirling Saucers. They did take me underneath the ride, and they showed me how it worked. It's a whip ride, and they showed me how the thing would kind of go around a figure eight, and it would your ride vehicle would go from one big circle to the next, and it would work its way around. And the reason why the ride faulted is because of the fact that sometimes the piece underneath in the ride vehicle wouldn't line up properly and cause a ride fault. And all you had to do was go over and make sure everything was good. And as long as everything was good, it was safe for everybody to get off. And if it wasn't, then everybody had to stay seated until maintenance could come and fix it, because you never know what's going to happen. For all you know, the ride could start up at any minute, and then people are walking around this moving thing, and that track moves pretty quick, so even I wouldn't want to get out of that car while it's moving. I mean, honestly, why would I even want to get out of Disney ride while it's moving anyway? Or Universal, for that matter. So that's pretty much the idea of how that ride works. That's all the positions I had to do. Otherwise, like, the costume itself was pretty hot to wear. It was always a long sleeve shirt. I always had to roll up my sleeves. It was kind of annoying. I would definitely say I enjoyed overall being up front, and merge and group are the best. And that's just the way I always have been. That's just a few positions I do very well at, and it has the most guest interaction. I have to applaud this guy named Jared. He used to work at Green Movie Ride, and you could tell by being around him, he knew what he was doing. Very intelligent guy, very experienced. But yeah, when I come back to doing the series again, when I get back home, I would like to talk to you guys more about how I overall felt working at Toy Story Land. Like, what made it different? What was different about it versus Magic Kingdom? Would I say I liked Toy Story Land better or Tomorrowland better? What made working at Toy Story Land so cool? And Toy Story Land is still a few years old. And it's very new still. I mean, not as new as Galaxy's Edge, but it's still a cool place. It truly is, and it's usually pretty busy. And, like, how did I feel about working until park closed whenever I had to? And what were my hours normally like? That all those questions will be answered in the next vlog. In the meantime, I'm going to be heading to Cypress Lane shortly, which is a bowling alley in Winter Haven, Florida, to go bowling with a bunch of my friends before I officially leave to go back to Kentucky. Unfortunately, my vlogs are going to get a little more boring for a little bit, but just remember, if I don't get around to going to Kings Island on May 29th, I'm going to make this announcement now on YouTube, and I'll make it again on my Facebook page. I will try to get to Kings Island on May 29th. That is Memorial Day weekend. More than likely, I won't be able to go, which is fine, because I do get Memorial Day off, and I will be working at obviously I get off anyway because of the fact that I don't work for Meyer on Sundays and Mondays, and I work for the Ark Encounter Sundays and Mondays. But so here comes the crazy part. I will get holiday pay from Meyer on Memorial Day, And then I'll also get paid as well from Meyer. From the Ark Encounter on Monday, on Memorial Day. Now, how cool is that? And then I should get that Saturday off, which is June 6th. So, if that's the case, then I'll go to Kings Island on June the 6th instead of May 29th. It would be an extra week. I mean, it wouldn't be the same as going on grand reopening day, but hey, I mean, at least I will get that Saturday off. Don't expect me to be off terribly too much after I get back from vacation, just so you know in advance, just because of the fact that I am going to be working the Ark Encounter. I am working full-time at Meyer. I'm going to have to do more discussion vlogs like I'm doing right now, unfortunately, but hey, it is what it is. And if we wait patiently, then I'll get another 10 days of paid time off. I might use those 5 days to just spend on TJ and K and not go back down here next February and just come back down here in October instead. I might try to see if I could work mornings that entire time that they're here and then spend the rest of the time with them because they're supposed to be coming up in late July anyway, around late July, early August. And then, of course, October, I will be coming back down here for Magic King's 50th. I'm taking another 9 days off or something like that. So I plan on leaving on September 30th. I'm flying down this time. And I'll be here until the following Thursday, and then I'm flying right back. So it'll be exactly 1 week. So, yeah, I guess I was a little off there. And then I'll come back and I'll work my 2 remaining days at Meyer and then go right back to Ark Encounter again. So it will be a slightly shorter trip than it was this time. This time I took 10 days because of the fact that I had literally not had a vacation an entire year. And the fact that I still had the one job and I didn't really have anything else going on. And I have been preparing for this. So I really hope you guys have been enjoying my YouTube channel all week long. How ironic that I'm here in Florida at the same time Justin Scart is here. Adam the Woo lives here now. And Tim is not in California like he was supposed to be. He's here in Central Florida still. I haven't had a chance to see any of these guys. I still got all day tomorrow and go on the Strawberry Festival. So we'll see what happens. And, that's going to be my last vlog for the trip, it looks like, other than I'm going to do a quick goodbye vlog on Sunday morning where I'll basically just recap everything I just said, and I'll make sure TJ's right there with me, and I'll just tell everybody, hey, this is it. I'm leaving this afternoon. I'm going back to Northern Kentucky. The YouTube channel's going back to boring again. I expect to lose subscribers over it. But hey, I at least try to come down a couple of times a year. And I try to do something fun. Please watch all of my YouTube videos from this week. I did a lot. I did a YouTube video just on Star Wars Galaxy's Edge alone. And I even included a ride POV of the Rise of the Resistance. And how I did that was I followed the Tim Tracker's advice. And I got up nice and early before 7 a.m., and I secured those boarding groups for myself and my brother. We did 50 Springtime Cafe. The next day, we went to Magic Kingdom. On Wednesday, I went to Universal. Universal sucked, but I did not make it did not allow that to ruin my YouTube video. I did a construction update on Velocicoaster, and I also did a YouTube video on Mardi Gras 2021 and how the pandemic has been affecting Universal. Thursday, I went to Disney Springs. I checked out the new NMM store, and I also got to see a little bit of the whatever you call it, NBA experience. Then we all went to Pop Century via bus and the Disney bus, that is, and we hopped on the Disney Skyliner. We rode that around for a little bit. Then we went to miniature golfing at Fantasia Gardens. That was literally like the last big hurrah besides the Strawberry Festival that I'm going to tomorrow night. And now today has been kind of a slow day. Tomorrow's kind of the same thing, just kind of relaxing from the long week. And then tomorrow night, obviously, Strawberry Festival as promised, which is my 4th year in a row. 4 years in a row I've been going to Strawberry Festival now. How crazy is that? Alright, guys. I'm going to try to get this uploaded tonight. Let's see what time it is. It is now 7:08. Got a little bit of time. No, I don't live too far away from Cypress Lanes, and we don't have to pick up anybody. So, I will see you guys tomorrow night at Florida Strawberry Festival 2021. Super excited. Cannot wait to see how the pandemic has affected the Strawberry Festival. And until then, always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great day. Peace out.